Good day, folks. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have with us Mohammed Abdullah, came to Canada 2013, and as you can see, he's enjoying his backyard because there is summers in Canada, so this is the great time to enjoy that. But anyway, let's get started. So, Mohammed Abdullah, if you can please get started by telling us a little bit about yourself first.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sawad. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Good to be here. As you know, introduce me. I'm Mohammed Abdullah. I'm here in the eastern part of the GTA in a small town called Whitby, and I've been associated with a company called Folio3 since 2006. I moved here in 2013, and I am working as a vice president of engineering, and my responsibilities include many things. But right now I'm heading two different verticals within the company. One is agriculture technology, and the other one is human health. So digital health and AgTech are two things that I'm doing right now.
Amazing. So a little bit about how you came about to where you are right now. So you're a little bit of journey. So you did your bachelor's in computer science. There must be a journey. We'd like to know a little bit about your journey first as well.
Sure. So I did my bachelor's in computer science from FAST, and getting into FAST was very interesting. I was always intrigued by computers when I was young, in the age of dinosaurs, of course.
And not to suggest that you're not young till now, but then that's another question. Yeah, but that's okay.
But what happened was, as we were preparing for our exams for college, one of my friends says that, hey, do you know this university? He said, I have no clue. And he's like, okay, I'm going there to get the admission forms. Would you be interested? And I was like, yeah, sure. So that's the first time I, got to know about the university. But alhamdulillah, got in, got done with my bachelor's. And then back when I graduated, the the technology industry in Pakistan was going through a very tough time because of the dot-com bubble burst, and the overall economic situation in the US was not that great. And of course, the Pakistani technology industry, as you know, relies heavily on the US technology industry outsourcing, right? So overall, things were very tight. A lot of my batchmates, a lot of my friends left the industry and moved into banking. Banking was really hot at that time. I was among the very few, who said no, for the sake of passion, for the sake of, I don't know what, luck, good luck, bad luck, whatever you want to call it. I stuck around, uh, moved around for a few companies, and then, as I said, joined Folio3 in 2006. Then I,
Oh, so you had an intercompany transfer from Pakistan to Canada.
I did, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was very interesting because, prior to, coming here, I was in Islamabad for a while as well. So when the earthquake struck in Islamabad in 2005, I was there in Islamabad. I taught at SZABIST over there. I started doing my master's over there as well. Then, for whatever reasons, I had to move back to Karachi. And that's when, I left that teaching journey, and then, joined Folio3. Then I did my MBA from CBM in marketing. So that was an interesting thing as well. And then I moved here in 2013. The plan, the company wanted me to move to the US. I, was planning to move out. I got, my case was approved here, and this looked better at that time. So I chose Canada over the US.
So
and when I said
Folio, yeah.
yeah, so when I said I was moving, the company is like, okay, then why don't you continue with us in Canada? And that's how Folio3 Canada actually started.
Nice.
So
since you had engineering, so you have an insight into the company's focus. So where is Folio3 headed in a more detailed manner? If you could talk about the agri-tech space and the I'm personally more interested towards the agri-tech side, as you know. So I'd like to know a little bit about that, and of
Yeah.
course the health sector side as well.
Yeah. So again, when I joined the company had just started at that time. We were about 30 odd people in 2006, and alhamdulillah, right now we are about 850 people across 8 countries. So
Wow.
it's been a wonderful ride. It's been a great learning journey. So in 2010, 2011, we started working with a company called Green Giant. So if you're in Canada, you go out to the supermarket, go to Walmart, Freshco, No Frills, whatever. You go to the vegetable section, the frozen vegetable section, and you can see the green peas or sweet corns. They're all from a company called Green Giant.
Interesting.
So we started working for a farm to fork traceability project for that company, and that was our first interaction with the agriculture space as a company. I was not involved in that project personally. So I think it was 2010, 2011, 2012. That's when we were working on it. 2014 is when I personally got my first break in the agriculture space. Pfizer Animal Health had forked out their animal care division into another company called SZABIST. And they had purchased or licensed a beef certification program in the US, which was the largest beef certification program. And they wanted digital transformation done. And we as a company were, experts in digital transformation, you know, back then. Uh, and that was our first break. And when I went to Nebraska, I visited a few uh, feedlots, which is a business of taking young animals and then feeding them and taking them to an age where they can be harvested for beef. And that's where the program was being implemented. So I just, it just opened my eyes that, oh, you know, where the entire world is moving towards digital transformation, the agriculture sector is still flying through the radar. Uh,
Mm.
and that's when we saw the opportunity, and we started slowly moving there. Then we got another project with the American Angus Association. Again, we did a huge digital transformation project over there, and that's when we realized that look, we seriously need to focus on that. And in 2018, we formally, we were doing this informally, but I think 2017 or 2018 is when we pressed the pedal and we said that we're forming this practice. And then we
Amazing.
started working with a lot of different American companies, primarily American companies. We worked with Engro as well in Pakistan in the past, and some other initiatives as well within Pakistan. But overall, that's how
That's how you got it.
I entered
Perfect.
it.
Nice. So, in your current role as the head of engineering, what is your one day in the life of? What is your one day in the life?
uh, it's there's no structure to it, right? Number one, and number two, it's mostly communication. So there's a lot of internal communication, there's a lot of external communication, uh, and when there is time, there's research. So there are three areas. My calendar is very tight, very booked, right from 8 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. in the evening. And sometimes, because again, we work in an environment where we're catering to different time zones in the US. So there's Eastern, Pacific, Mountain, uh, uh, time zone, Central time zone, all four time zones there. And then the offshore teams are either in Pakistan or in Mexico. So again, managing all these different time zones requires that you're available for a longer time span.
Yeah,
So meetings with the team, meetings with prospects, account management with existing customers, meeting with the sales team, the marketing team, attending events. That's
that's about it.
how it.
Nice, nice. So, one last question for you, since you've almost lived and you've seen a lot of things in the last 11, 12 years here in Canada. For anybody who's moving into Canada, where do you see the opportunities and which areas should they be in? Because apparently, for all AI has done some amazing things, but of course, it has some other side too. What's
Yeah.
your take on this? How do you I think we should focus now?
So I think one thing that a lot of people may not know is that if you are trying to enter into a regulated industry within Canada, it's an uphill battle, right? So, if you're coming into Canada for education, then it's a different ballgame. Of course, your life's going to be tough for the few years, but you will have Canadian education credentials, and you'll slowly move up that ladder. But for a person who's coming in on skilled immigration, they've probably spent about 8 to 10 years in the industry, either in the Middle East, either in Pakistan, wherever. So if you're coming into the regulated industry, such as finance, health, be prepared for a shock that, a lot of your experience may not be accepted. You may need to, give new exams, be prepared for that. But if you're coming in an unregulated industry, for example, technology, then it's purely a skills game. So Canada is notorious for asking, what's your Canadian experience like? So they, for some reason, the industry, disregards a lot of experience that you're bringing in from wherever in the world, even from Europe, sometimes even from the US. They would, ask for your Canadian experience. So that's the problem with the regulated industry. But if you're coming in from, in a technology space, then it's purely a skills game and a communications game. So if your verbal and written communication skills are great, and you're good at your skills, then you should not be worried about it. I mean, right now in 2024 July, the economic situation isn't that great, but that's all over the world. So if you're coming in, it's a great place to be. The weather is going to be harsh. The economic condition isn't that great, but again, great country to be in, and I'm happy I made the decision to move here.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think we can always go on and on talking with you. The person is so much knowledgeable as yourself. But for this particular session, I think we will end here. And if there folks have any questions, then we will always be able to route them towards you.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for doing this today.
You're very welcome, sir. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you.